Hello, let's see what some of the biggest apps are doing typography-wise. For this lecture, I had to look long and hard to get some positive examples, and I believe it's worth talking about that for a minute. If you look at WhatsApp, Facebook, Viber, Gmail, Yahoo Mail, and a bunch of other massive apps, you'll see they have little to no personality. Their lack of character is not by mistake. I'm sure all these companies have fantastic designers on staff, but their incredibly wide target audience requires a neutral approach. That's the key here. Colour has a meaning. Red is love, passion, and energy. Green represents nature, the environment, and good luck. The same applies to typefaces. Some are modern and high-tech, others are upscale and luxurious. Some are crowded, while others take up a lot of space. Some have flamboyant personalities, while others are subdued. Choosing a distinctive typeface becomes a nearly impossible task because it may send out the wrong message to a certain group of people, and when you're dealing with 100 million users from all across the world, it's pretty easy to offend someone through your typeface choice. Furthermore, some companies like Netflix create their own typefaces. One of the reasons is exactly what we talked about. They want to be in complete control regarding the vibe of their typeface, so it's best to create one from scratch. This way, they can be sure the company's values are well represented. Another reason is cost. Licensing fonts is a big deal, so it makes sense from a financial point of view to hire a type designer and get your own typeface. With that said, the apps you and I design are usually targeted towards a certain audience, so we have more freedom. We have to be daring in our choices and use fonts to beautify our app. If we miss this opportunity, we're leaving a big part of our arsenal on the table. Let's get inspired by some beautiful apps that showcase stunning fonts. At the top of my list is Momondo, a travel app that helps you find flights and hotels. This features an inverted contrast and a gorgeous typeface called Serra Pro. Don't expect to find it on Google Fonts, but you can take notes and look for a similar one. One thing that strikes me is how well its weights work together. From the way I see it, we have 3 styles here. The label is likely written in Serra Pro Regular. The tabs at the top, One Way, Round Trip, Multi-City, are clearly in Serra Pro Bold. And from where I'm standing, the dates and airport names are likely using a heavier weight. They all work together seamlessly, and the colour variation makes everything approachable. Objectively, this is a lot of text, but the different sizes, weights, and colours really make this an outstanding design. Notice the roundness of the O from the top left side, or how clear-cut the A from LAX is. All in all, it's a gorgeous design, and I believe the inverted contrast brings a lot to the table. The left menu is equally interesting. The login is placed a peg above the rest of the list, but just take a look at how lovely those items are. Again, one of the best-looking apps out there. My next go-to example is Netflix. We just mentioned them a few seconds ago, but that's because they take their typography games seriously. Again, they shine where others struggle. Here we have a lot of content, yet their font choices make it look impeccable. Let's count how many items we can see in this screen alone, starting from the top. We have the headline, the caption, a subheadline, and a description. That's 4. Then we have 2 buttons and another headline. We also have the episode's name and length, though it's cut off in this print screen, and finally we have a bottom menu, about 10 items in total. That's a ton of elements, yet they all flow together. What's interesting is that these seemingly white text layers are actually written in a very light grey, specifically E6, E6, E6. Curiously, white is only used for the rate icon and the Home tab at the bottom. So it seems even Netflix makes mistakes. If we drag out a horizontal guide in Photoshop, we can see My List and Rate don't sit on the same base, a small hiccup that I'm sure is going to get fixed in the next update. Moving on to my next positive example, TED shows us a typeface that mirrors its brand. When you think about TED Talks, you think about the scientific community and important debates about serious world problems. Sober, serious, professional. Its look is bold and powerful through this part, but it's also elegant and meaningful as a whole. While I can't pinpoint their typeface with precision, it seems to be a specific variation of Helvetica Neue. This comes in many weights and sizes, and its contrast makes for a good read. It's slightly cold, but that's the way it should be. It has character in the way a classic three-piece suit stands out. Clean, powerful, yet restrained. I will mark down some points for this wall of text, but overall this is a great app that you can use for hours without getting tired. Finally, Duolingo is an app I love to use. Its font is in line with the emotion it brings up. It's friendly, it's approachable, it's fun, it's playful. All this is transmitted through this rounded, slightly condensed typeface. In case you're wondering, this app uses Museo Sans Rounded, mostly in bold. Though there aren't a lot of places where it shows up in the interface, where you do see it, it makes an impression. And about that, I honestly can't think of another app that's as memorable as these guys. Though my warm feelings for them can't be all attributed to their typeface, it's still a significant factor in it. To sum up this lecture, if you have the luck of working on a global app that targets millions of people, try a neutral typeface. But if your app has a certain target audience in mind, as it should have, you need to take full advantage of the beauty a good typeface can bring. Choose carefully and take your time to experiment with different looks.